What's going on, guys? I hope you're all having a good week. Friday night here at the shop. I was going to be prepping the car to go to the Gambler on Sunday. Well, we'd be leaving here tomorrow, but for Sunday. And unfortunately, they canceled the Gambler. Not enough people signed up, so kind of is what it is. So I'm just prepping the car, getting it ready for the rest of the season, essentially. There's some things that I've wanted to change on it. Just some things that I'm trying to get sorted out and fixed. That way they don't become issues later on. One of the issues we had at Lock City last weekend was the car was getting pretty warm. I saw like 245 degree coolant temperatures, which is, it's pretty hot. I run a really high pressure radiator cap, so it's not like I have to worry too much about getting air in the system, it creating it boiling over. It's still really not good to be running the cooling system that hot. So doing a few things to try to change that. One, I went look back at the data logs, and at like 7,700 RPMs, the alternator was only charging at 11 volts. So it wasn't doing much at all. And then at idle, it was like 11.8. So it really was like, I mean, we should be 13.5 to 14.5. Like, should be a lot more. So new PowerMaster 220 volt alternator. This is one of their excess power alternators, so it's got an adjustable voltage regulator. Pretty cool. I haven't used this style yet. The one that's been in the car, I think it's a 165 amp alternator from them. It might be a 220, I don't remember. But it's been heavily abused. It was in the Caddy getting its ass kicked. It's been on this so far, and since it's been on this, we just have had charging issues. I mean, I've got a lot more stuff running in this than I did in the Caddy, so it's to be expected. So, and then I have to have a smaller pulley on it because the RPMs were turning with this motor. So obviously we're running a bigger pulley, spin the alternator slower, and yeah. So that, and then Turbo Mike, he pointed something out to me. Basically, sides of the radiator wide open, so it was allowing hot air, just kind of resonating hot air, to be scooped into the sides of the radiator. So we're gonna block them off. I bent up these little panels here, and then put some foam tape on them. So essentially, those are gonna fit down in here against that, rivet onto the rear firewall, like so, and that should prevent hot air from getting in there. And then I'm gonna take some of the like chrome metal duct tape, and tape the bottom of the radiator as well to hopefully prevent air from getting in there as well. So between all that, between fixing the alternator charging issue, and then that, it should stay much cooler. Basically, once the battery voltage drops down, the fans aren't working as well, the water pump's not working as well, so it wasn't circulating cooling super fast, and the fans weren't spinning super fast either. So, and I did a test just sitting here idling. I got it up to operating temperature. Like sitting here idling, it'll never get over like 156, 160. As soon as I start beating on it, that's when the temperatures climb. So I did a test here. It was like 155, and I ramped down the water pump to like 30% duty cycle and measured my inlet and outlet temps, and they were like a 5 degree difference. And then I ramped it up to 100% duty cycle, and they changed to like 20 degree difference inlet to outlet. So that's obviously a huge difference. So obviously it seems like the way that the cooling system wants to work is it wants more coolant flowing through it faster. So that's what we're going to do, is just kind of make sure the water pump can keep up. Other thing, when Jimmy Oaks hit the back of the car, it pretty much broke all the mounting points that I have for the rear body, and then knocked all the bolts. It ripped. I've got bolts that are just like holding the body together, like one here, and then I didn't have a lot of them because I kind of wanted it to fall apart. However, I didn't expect it to fall apart that quick and easy. This weekend was supposed to be the Gambler on the road course on E-Town, which has a wall, so I was preparing the car to be able to actually take a hit and not have the back of the car fall off. So I added some, this is just some like 8 by 1 flat bar, drilled and riveted some put some rivets on it. It's got some big fender washers under it, and then that allows my Zeus buttons to really grab onto something hard. Same with this one here. That tab got broken as well. I'm out of this bar stock, so I can't do this one yet, but I'm planning on it. It's bike week, so I don't know how much of the bikes you'll be able to hear, but it's so annoying. I come from the bike world. I hate this time of year in this area. Everybody's super ignorant and stupid and drunk, and they just make dumb life decisions. So if you're up here for bike week, please be safe, please be smart. I don't like hearing about people die and get in bad accidents, especially friends. So please make smart decisions this bike week. But back onto this. Jimmy, the most upset thing that happened about it is I lost my damn plow markers. So we've got freshies. I bought more than one. I gotta measure them. I'm gonna cut them down so I have them in the trailer ready to go in case they get broken. So, yeah, plow marker. Should work. Seemed to work pretty good. The ones that were on it broke, but they also got ripped off. So I don't know. I might have to reevaluate that situation once we start brushing walls. But added these little corner gussets to hold everything in on the corners because these were way out of whack. And then I'm gonna rivet some more of the body. But yeah, I'm gonna get going on that stuff. I gotta put the alternator in it, do that. One thing we're gonna try, orange shield. One issue everybody seemed to have at Great Lakes Pro-Am was not being able to see the zones. They go over the zones one time with a water-based paint, just one can, like just one line. They don't go over it numerous times, one line, and after 3 people drive over it, it's impossible to see. Everybody that drove there complained about it. So I'm hoping they do something. Jesus, I'm sorry, I just had a wicked coughing fit. Hoping they do something for the next few rounds this year, because really, like, if I can see a zone, I'm a pretty decent driver. I can put the rear tires on the line. If I can't see the zone, I'm just kind of shooting blindly. So, but I did some reading. Hopefully that orange shield seems to help. Hopefully that helps with that. From what I understand, it should. Yeah. I also got a new sponsor. It's my girlfriend's family's company, Cybertron. So they do all sorts of networks and stuff like that. So they set up, computer security and networks for businesses and servers and all of that stuff. So if you're looking to have that done in New Hampshire, please give them a call. Great people. They do really nice work. They just did all of the servers and networks and work and everything in the Lake Estate, which, if you know anything about that, that was like a multiple of tens of $1 million project that came out really nice. It's got a 5-star restaurant in it. So if people like them trust their stuff enough, definitely you should too. So they do really good work. I got to put the sticker on the trunk still, but yeah, I'm going to get working on this and see how it works. I'm going to probably pop the alternator in first, see where it's charging at. Hopefully we get good voltage now. So that's fingers crossed. Hope that works. All right, so new alternator's in. The voltage was way lower than it should have been, but that's because I swapped to the bigger pulley. So one tiny little screw right here on the back of the alternator. I adjusted that, and cold idle we're at like 14.4 volts. So that should be good. I do want to see what it's like once it's hot, because it will get more voltage drop. There's going to be a lot more load. There's going to be a lot more heat in the alternator, which is going to increase resistance, which is going to decrease performance. We're definitely curious how that's going to work. Yeah, this thing still sounds so good. I love this car. That one's got babies. It's a big fucker too. Look at the size of that thing. Boop. Alright, I guess so. I'm back. It's Saturday morning. I'm just working on the car, but I've been trying to figure out what the hell am I gonna do for the rest of the weekend, because I'm very much somebody who doesn't like to sit still, if you couldn't tell. With that being said, I was trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do tomorrow, because I was supposed to be at the Gambler. Obviously, that's not happening. So I think we're going to try to make it to Cars and Coffee in Concord. And we're going to drive the vet there. So obviously, I got my kids this weekend, so I can't just have both of them in the car with me. So I think a friend of mine is going to pick one of them up. I'm going to try to get a passenger seat in the car. I'm just buttoning up the rear body right now, trying to get that more secured so it doesn't fall off again if I get hit, but also will just be better for driving down the road. But yeah, I think we're gonna try to do that. I don't know, I hope we don't get pulled over, but if we do, we do. Really, the only thing that's missing for legality standpoint on the street is turn signals. So tried messing around with the PDMs a little this morning, trying to figure out how to make that happen. It passed me, so I'm hoping Mike can give me a hand with that. But yeah, I'm just plugging along. I still got to do an oil change. I got to mount up a couple of tires. It needs a bath big time. So we're going to do all that today. And then, yeah, hopefully drive this thing to Cars and Coffee tomorrow. Be really cool. Oh yeah, and I got to do a gear change because this thing, the way it is right now, it would be way too wound out driving all the way to Concord. It's like a half-hour drive, so we're gonna make a gear change, make it so it's a little more less harsh on in fourth gear. So I think when I drove it on the street before, it's like 3,500 at like 60 miles an hour. It was not good. So I'll do a gear change so it's like idling, cruising down the road. All right, we're getting ready to go to Cars and Coffee. My buddy Tim and my buddy Adam bringing their rigs, and then my buddy Taylor showing up with his hot rod. So. So we just got back from Cars and Coffee. Car drove well. It's very loud. I'm pretty much deaf right now, but it definitely seemed to get hotter cruising than sitting. So it was like getting up to like 205, 210 cruising. And then as soon as we'd come to a stop, it would start dropping like very fast. Like it would drop to like 180 in like minutes. So I think the new alternator's working. Obviously, I think just because there's no air getting down into the radiator while we're cruising, it doesn't get enough airflow to really stay cool. So I might take and build a little scoop up off the top of the radiator here, but I'm not sure. So yeah, it works really well. Everything seems to be good. What? Oh, I overfilled the oil tank. It's okay. Well, I catch can't puke because I have too much oil in the oil tank. But yeah, drove good. It's only making like 450 right now because it's on pump gas, so it feels super slow. But it's safe on pump, so put ethanol back in it when we go to drift. But yeah. Sorry I didn't grab a ton of media from Cars and Coffee. I'm not really a big car show guy. Not really my thing. I actually like driving my cars, not sitting in a parking lot. It's just really not my thing. But Cars and Coffee is really nicely organized. They also don't really like the Volkswagen two-step type of people, so it's pretty nice not having to listen to that crap. It was a good variety of cars. There was like there was a McLaren, Ferrari, Aston Martin. There's a couple of like ZR1 Vets there. There was some pretty nice stuff. Then there's tons of like LS swap square bodies and just all kinds of stuff. There was some like really like nice looking original JDM stuff there. So it's definitely neat to see, you know, a variety of cars at that stuff. But yeah, tonight I'm going to pick up the next project that will be building on the channel. So I'm excited for this one. It's going to be not super big project, but it'll be pretty fun. It'll be kind of short, and hopefully we'll build something cool out of it. So I think that's going to do it for this one. I don't know how long it's going to be, but hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.